it's crazy because a lot of other musicians are the same way. Like they get the inspiration from gospel or their time in the church, and like I think the most musical part of America is actually in like the black church. That's just for
Not for
me,
sure.
because I've been to like the cathedral. I've been once, and we definitely ain't getting music from them. You know what I'm saying? And we not get, I mean, not to hate, but we not getting music from people on acoustic guitars. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
like, I feel like even since the beginning of like the black music like experience, let's say like Little Richie or like uh who else started in church? Well, pretty much everybody they start like
Yeah.
in the
Even like later,
choir.
like Whitney Houston and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
That's where it originates from for black people mainly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you're not really getting that from that Adams Family type music. That hee haw. Nah. Yeah.
You catch me later in the morning. Out with my whole team, we drank our ass off. I'ma be the one that's chillin', sitting cozy with the OG vintage Snapback on. You can catch me later in the morning. Out with my whole team, we drank our ass off. I'ma be the one that's chillin', sitting cozy with the OG vintage Snapback on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Snapbacks and Mimosas. This is not season 2, but I knew the streets been waiting to hear from your boy, and I had to deliver. Um, but honestly, came here because I got a special guest on here. I got Lord Wunayti. Lord Wunayti, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Also known as my little bro. So usually how I start this thing off, I'm usually like, hey, how you holding up during this pandemic? It's always good to check in on your people and see how they doing. So let us know how you doing, how you been moving.
Man, pandemic's been tough, but I mean, we're here. That's all I can say. Like, I'm happy about it. I can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Hey man, just been stuck in the house. Just a lot of movement's been shut down, but you know that already. But yeah, no, we're almost a year in. That's the crazy thing about it, man. Like next month is be the 1 year anniversary, and it's
Just flew
like,
by.
yeah, it flew by. It flew by. Honestly, I wish I was in New Zealand. They're in concerts right now, but that's nothing. That's not here or there. That's just how I feel like. But it's all good. And if you in Texas, we just went through that once in a lifetime freeze. The freeze of 2021. It's going down in the
No electricity, no water. That's crazy.
man. No water, no electricity. Like, did you even imagine how like living back in the 1800s was? Like, that's how it was. Like, how do you find entertainment when you can't do nothing? They slowed down the phone signal. They did everything.
It blew my mind. Like going into the car to have to charge like a laptop, like charge your phone, charge everything, and then come back and then try to conserve everything. It was a wild experience. It was just crazy.
Oh man, I feel like we didn't have to go and resort to like nomadic ways, but you kind of had to like resort to like nomadic ways in terms of like, all right, your survival instincts have to like kick in. And that's crazy because this all should have been avoided, but we're not going to go into all that.
Not even
Shout
going
out
to the
Ted
politics of
Cruz.
that.
I hope you stay warm. um, but yeah, bro. So, but I came in here because I see, and I know that you're doing some major things, man. And if the listeners don't know, Lord Wunayti is a musician, an artist. He's a rapper, songwriter.
Yes.
Influencer. We're gonna just speak it into existence. That's what we're gonna do on this show. So yeah, man, let's just talk about it. Like, how did you get into music? Not a lot of people know, and I don't know the full story too. So like, I'm gonna learn as we go on with this interview.
Okay. Do you want to know like the origin, the real origin, or when I started like doing the rap stuff and like?
No. I want to know the whole thing. So like, I know you started
Uh,
a little bit later, but like for all artists, there has to be like that one inspiration. It doesn't matter if you're like a painter,
man.
it doesn't matter, you know, photographer, whatever.
All right. So as you know, whenever we used to like ride around town, mom's car, gospel music would always be playing.
Facts.
And mom starts singing. I'll get into it, and then going to church, like just like praise and worship, all that stuff. Just that's where like musically, that was the best part of church for me. Like the sermon was cool, seeing friends was cool, but the praise and worship, it was like, man, I could feel this. Like I was too young to really understand like the lyrics and what like the significance of all that meant, but just like the melodies and like hearing everybody in tune, getting everybody to sing together, it was just like a beautiful atmosphere. So that's probably where I got like my musicianship, like my ear for like music too. Like that's definitely where I got it.
It's crazy because a lot of other musicians are the same way. Like they get the inspiration from gospel or their time in the church, and like I think the most musical part of America is actually in like the black church. That's just
Not for sure.
because I've been to like the cathedral. I've been once, and we definitely ain't getting music from them. You know what I'm saying? And we not get, I mean, not to hate, but we not getting music from people on acoustic guitars. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
like, I feel like even since the beginning of like the black music like experience, let's say like Little Richie or like uh who else started in church? Well, pretty much everybody. They start like
Yeah.
in the
Even like
choir.
later, like Whitney Houston and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
That's where it originates from for black people mainly. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. You're not really getting that from that Adams Family type music. That hee haw, hee haw. Nah, yeah. You ain't getting that shit.
You're not
Hell
getting
no.
that heart.
Nah. Hell
That's
no.
great. So as you like moved on, like as you grew up, like did like your musical experiences like change?
Yeah. All right. As you know, you always set the tone for like where my music ear goes. Oh, you gotta take a sip on that? All right. It's true. Yeah, it's true. So, when we were younger, you like Diddy. So I came and went to the sidekick Mace. So I was rocking with Mace. And then later on, you were like Kanye. And then I started rocking with Cudi. So that's usually how it goes. Like you take the main guy, take the next guy in line. And that's where my music stems from a lot of time. I'm just gonna be real with you. So that's a big portion of it. And then I mean high school, you rap with friends in the car, just like freestyling and stuff, making like little groups here and there. Shout out my dude B2. We used to like have this little group, and yeah, man. And then later in life, I just realized that was a big part of me, and it's something that I wanted to pursue. So that's
Hold on now.
that's where it all
Hold
came
on
from.
now. We're not going to just over skip one big part of
What
that high
happened?
school experience.
Huh?
Yeah,
What happened?
yeah.
Put me on game, bro. Put me on game.
Mr. Trombone player here.
Oh,
We
dude, I
not
totally blocked that out of my mind.
right.
But that's in the same vein of like that Mason and Kanye shit. So
Yeah.
you played the trumpet, and then we moved, and it was time for me to like go in the band. I was like, hey, my brother played the trumpet. I want to play the trumpet. Fuck it. And they're like, bro, your lips are too big to play the trumpet. You cannot play that shit.
That's
We gonna
Miss
point you to
Doyle,
this.
bitch ass. That's Miss Doyle, bitch.
You gonna say her name on here? You wild.
I
She gonna
said
see
it.
this. You
She's
wild.
not gonna see this. All right, I already talked shit about her once in one episode, but she tried to switch me from trumpet to like euphonium and shit. Like she don't know. She don't know what she talking about. But yeah, go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So basically, shit, I had big nigga lips. No, I'm playing. So she said I had big lips, and was like, it would be easier for you to play the trombone, and just kind of with the same with like the praise and worship gospel element, like having everybody in the band come together to make like a dope sound. I really fucked with that. So I got pretty good at the trombone, like to the point where like my teachers were like paying for private lessons and stuff for me, but I didn't really have that huge of a passion. Like I didn't see myself being a musician like that after like high school, or so I kind of dropped it. But it helped me with my music because now I can like read notes, treble clef, bass clef, for those people that know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, so it helps me make melodies now. So for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So like when did you start actually? All right, I like music. Now let me actually go into what I like to do, because that's what the show's about. Like actually going into what you like to
Going
do.
into it.
Yeah.
I still remember, for y'all that went to UT, I used to stay at the Castilian, right across from the FAQ, like right across from the main campus, pretty much. And people know that I like fuck with Cudi hard. Like that's one of my favorite artists. But he's not the reason why I started rapping. The reason I started rapping, well, not the reason, but what influenced me to start rapping for real was I heard Nothing Was the Same. And I heard Come Through by Drake. I was like, this is hard. And I feel like I could do some shit like this. Like, I'm gonna start making music, man. I'm like, for real, because I fuck with that song so hard. And then like the transition at the end, like it just spoke to me. I was like, man, I can make some shit like this. Like I ain't gonna bite them, but I can make some shit like this. And that's when I like, man, copped the microphone, copped the microphone stand. And I was like, man, we gonna make it work. We're gonna record something, make it work.
That's crazy.
That's how it started.
Because I say Nothing Was the Same with Drake's best album. Other people say other albums, but Nothing Was the Same as Drake's best album, I say. So I mean, I didn't know Drake is the one that made you go ahead and cop.
Bro, I hate to say it, bro. I hate to say it, bro. Drake, the reason I'm rapping, bro, it's crazy. What? I be hating on Drake on the low. This nigga made me. But yeah, bro, I heard that Come Through. I was like, what? This shit hard.
That transition is hard.
The transition hard. Yeah.
Transition hard as hell. Okay. So So when was this? When did you go ahead and like that was 2013 was when?
That was 2013. Yeah, that was 2013, and then I released my first record 2014, maybe like ending of January, beginning of February. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, I try to like get as good as I could, but I mean, that was still pretty trash, but I had the ideas.
Funny. I remember when you told me that you were going to do it, and then you would send me all your unfinished projects to like listen to, and that was, I just remember I was like, okay, all right, so I see it, but at the time I'm just like, he's going to be a rapper? I ain't know. Like I didn't, but you never told me about like the musical ear that you had. So like I wasn't going to talk shit about it. I was like, all right, well, let's see where it goes then. So and so I would listen to him and I'll give you my feedback, and then we'll just keep back and forth with it. So,
oh yeah, for y'all that don't know, everything I release has to go through my brother. So if it's poo, don't hit me. Hit this man. Be like, hey, you need to work on your checklist for your dude. Yeah.
So what was your rap name before? Because everyone goes through a transition before they get to where they actually want to get to.
I've only had two rap names. Mm-hmm. The one before this one was Todd Caruso. Mm-hmm. And Todd's my middle name. And Caruso just sounded dope to me. I was like, man, I'm gonna be fucking Todd Caruso. Whoever the fuck that is. It didn't really have no meaning behind it. It was just like, man, that sounds kind of different. Mm-hmm. But I knew that it didn't have like that punch that like, oh, Todd Caruso. You heard that new Todd Caruso? Nobody's gonna say that shit. But yeah. My middle name meant something dope I thought of.
I was like, what the hell is Caruso?
What the fuck is Caruso?
I was like, what the fuck where did Caruso come from?
Oh man, yeah.
But that's what you gotta do when you first start. You gotta like make this image, and So that carried you from 2013 to when?
Todd Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 20 early 2014 until the beginning of 2020 when I dropped So Long Todd Caruso. Pretty much I was doing away with that personality.
But before
Yeah.
we get to that point, how? Because you're in college during this whole time, so like,
Yeah.
and you decided you wanted to start rapping, so you would go create these songs, but like, how were you moving around trying to get like out there? Like, I know you had like one show before because I seen the photo you was pointing to the crowd.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so like, how's that whole experience like being a musician, but being going to school and like trying to follow like what you really want to do?
Man, it was pretty tough. I'm not going to lie. Whenever you're doing like schoolwork in the back of your mind, you're thinking, man, I really want to be making some songs right now, getting better. And honestly, I knew I wasn't good enough. So I would go out to open mics and try to collaborate with people, but I wouldn't like put my heart in. Well, I would put my heart into the music, but I wouldn't put my heart in trying to get myself out there because you only get one first impression. You know what I mean? And I knew I wasn't where I needed to be. I knew that the songs weren't as good as they could be when I hear them in my head. They didn't match what was coming out. Um, so I would do open mics downtown Spider House, and I would collaborate with some of the rappers at UT and some of my friends back home that rapped. I would collaborate with them. That's pretty much how I was getting myself out there. But I wasn't like sending anything to like blogs or really trying to like do the work because I wasn't ready. Yeah.
I remember Luke Skywalker dropped,
Mm,
and
Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
I think that was the first time that it kind of clicked in terms of like the
Yeah.
sound. And I remember playing it for the fellas back back in the house that was staying with, and shout out Glenn Jackson. That was Glenn Jackson's favorite song.
For real.
Yeah.
I think he told me, he was like, bro, I fuck with that shit. I was like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. And so like you're saying, you've graduated to a different part in your musical career now that you have been able to shed that moniker. Ooh,
Yeah.
that just dropped the word moniker. Yes, I did.
Moniker, you went ham. I'm not gonna lie.
I just-
You went crazy. Slow down, bro. Slow down. You went crazy, bro.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the house and reading. But now you're Lord 180. And I'm kind of want to go into that whole transition. Like, what made you change to Lord 180 or evolve into Lord 180 is what I would rather say. It's a better way to say it.
Okay, so coming with wanting to do the whole rap thing and being in school, it kind of forced me to like develop some feelings that I just wasn't used to, like feelings of depression, anxiety, like am I doing the right thing? And ultimately it came down to, man, I got to do what's best for me and what I'm thinking about constantly. I got to do this for me, nobody else. And that's when Lord Wunayti just came out. It's like, man, all this like feelings of depression, anxiety, just feeling down, even like isolation. It's just like, I need to turn this shit around, man. Like, if going against what my heart's telling me is making me feel this fucking way, then I have no choice but to make a change, because I'm not going to feel down and fucking bad for the rest of my life. Like, I'm going to fucking make a change. And that's where Lord 180 came out. Lord, like, if you're religious, like Jesus, or if you want to take it to a different step, like the lords in England, they have control. Like Jesus has control of Christians' lives. The Lord had control over the commoners. Like he would like control the land. And then 180 is the change. So I'm in control of my change. I'm the Lord of my transformation. And that's where the name came in. So I like really hunkered down and wanted to create a name that I guess signify what I was going through and what I'm trying to do. And I like that because I feel like my name has meaning now, and it's a big part of me.
Mm-hmm. So
and it's fire. It sounds dope as fuck. Lord
does,
Wunayti, what?
It does sound fire. It's way better than Talk Caruso, if I say so myself.
I agree.
So that kind of your name and the meaning of the name, I think, reflects the music you're trying to put out there. So like, what sets you apart in terms of music, or what can people look forward to when and if they click on a Lord 180 song?
So when you listen to a Lord 180 song, it's going to be a song about transformation. It's going to be a song about pushing you to be the person that you want to be, making that change to, and striving to be that person that you want to be. Like my last few releases have been just that. And even when I get like in my, I don't want to say pop bag, but like my more mainstream bag, it's going to be fire, but it's going to have some elements in there. Like you're going to have to like look for it a little bit, but it's in there. It's still those basic concepts of transformation, making your life better, and doing what you want to do. And fuck these other niggas, man. For real.
I feel that. So that brings me to the point. You released 2 songs, right?
I did.
So can you, one being Toxic and the other one, Toxic. Nice to Meet You, Lord?
Yeah.
Can you go into those 2 songs and just a little bit? You don't got to go into like the genius word line for line meeting. You don't got to do all
that. Yeah. You know? No, I hear you. So I deliberately put Toxic first because it's kind of a point before the transformation takes place, right before Nice to Meet You, Lord. Talking about like past relationships, entanglements, you know, just being that entanglements, bro. Being that. Lord. And that was a point in time when I was feeling down too. Like that toxic, it's not that you want to hurt the other person or cut off the other person. It's like, man, I want to be by myself. Like, I don't want anybody to see how bad I'm feeling. Like, so I'm just going to make it seem like I'm just this toxic. I don't want you. Like, we do this and then I'm gone because I got shit I'm dealing with that I don't want the world to see. And I feel like I'm ready to kind of share my experience because that's a big part. I want like kids and like, you know, young adults to know like you can make that transformation at your age as young as you are. You don't have to wait. I don't want people to wait as long as I did to get that realization. You know what I mean? Like I want to speed up the process for them so I don't have to go through what I went through, or I guess limit the time that they're in that position. And then Nice to Meet You, Lord. I purposely made it about my mental health, but I made it surface level because it's the introduction. Like when you meet somebody, you don't just come like, hey, I feel this, I've been going through this and blah, blah, blah. You just kind of like play it cool. Like, yeah, man, I was going through some shit, but like, I'm straight now. I'm good, bro. Like, you know, so if you listen to the song, it's a bit surface level, but it still has those same elements in it. And yeah, I'm proud of both those songs.
When you released Nice to Meet You, Lord, I told you like, dang, that's like the song for 2020. Cause I feel like there was, obviously with the whole pandemic, there was like a lot of people that was going through that, and they needed, and that song kind of provides like an escape hatch, if you think of it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives you like something to look forward to. Like I went through all that shit, but like I'm striving to get to this point, to a different point.
Yeah.
You know. So that's what I got from Nice to Meet You, Lord. Toxic. I, toxic is just toxic. That's just what it is.
It's toxic. Yeah, it's pretty toxic.
Video
toxic too.
Yeah, it's video toxic too. So the videos out there, and also the TikTok is pretty funny. You gotta check the TikTok out. But we'll get through all that when the time comes. So I see you released a song, but you released it under your own label. And I've been watching a lot of Joe Budden podcasts, a lot of other musical inclined people talk about ownership. So when you made your own label, like I was like, okay, that's the right step, and like owning your own stuff and not having to depend on. I mean, if you partner with a label, that's cool, but like owning your own label first is a big step. So can you go into what No Fear is and spell it out for them too, so they can understand. But yeah, just go in depth with the label.
Yeah, so my label No Fear, spelled KNW, missing the O, and then Fear. So it's a play on, no fear. We don't want that. We don't need that. But at the same time, you have to know it. KNOW. You need to know what fear is in order to defeat it, to beat it, and get it out of the way. And I was really inspired by like this Kobe quote. He was talking about how fear doesn't exist, and I couldn't like wrap my head around that idea. Like, no, there's some like scary shit out here and some stuff that will like derail you off of your path because it's just some frightening shit. But he was just saying like, oh shit, I'm tripping. He's talking about failure. He's saying failure doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Like, and I couldn't comprehend that. Like, yeah, there's failures all over the world. You see people like, I don't want to rag on like homeless people because a lot of them have like mental health stuff, but like there's failures out here. But what he was trying to get to was that failure can only exist if there's a stopping point. If you keep going, how can you fail? You're only striving to get better. You may be at this lower level, but if you keep going, you're eventually going to get somewhere better than where you are. So in that sense, like failure can exist. You can only stop trying. Mm-hmm. So I really resonated with that. And yeah.
And I guess to tie that together, the fear is in the failure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your I guess having your own label, like what's your goal with that?
Man, the goal is to eventually reach a significant amount of people and help the people that are going through what I've went through. And eventually, I do want to sign some artists that are kind of in that same area, that have something to say, that have some substance, but it ain't going to be all like, super conscious stuff. We're going to it's going to be dope and we're going to reach people. So that's where I want to eventually take it. I got my eye on some artists too. I just,
Oh, okay.
Just the time just needs to be right.
He's not talking about me. I'm not a rapper.
They don't know you an artist?
I
ain't gonna say nothing. They don't know he an artist though.
Chill out.
Where you rapping?
So that kind of the way you describe that is, through your music touching other people. So who's inspired you to become like the artist that you are now?
Ooh, there's a good amount right now. I say that I feel like the swagger in my voice definitely comes from like a Mace. the aspect of wanting to help people and touch people not only comes from my own background, but kind of seeing what Cuddy did and how many people he touched and how he's able to transform so many lives. That's something that I wanted to do. And then with like Gambino just being free to do whatever he wanted to do creatively. Like if I want to drop a song and a video the same day, I could do that. If I want to like write a video to go along with it, you know, I could do that. It's like whatever I wanted to do. So those three mainly.
Okay. And not a lot of people, but you hooked up with some pretty awesome people in the industry already.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
You know,
yeah.
Nate Fox. If people don't know Nate Fox, you can go into that. And Ill Fated. If people don't know Ill Fated, you can go into that. But I want to, pick your brain on like that. Like, how was that experience, especially with you not reaching the point that you're striving to reach yet? Is that like a push to keep going? Like, dang, I met these people. They've done this already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of ahead of schedule than I really think I am, or something like that. Like, how was it?
Yeah, so Nate Fox actually produced, engineered Nice to Meet You, Lord, the self-titled track. And it was like by chance that I was like able to work with him. It was during like the George Floyd protests, and I follow him on Twitter, and he was just like, man, I'm feeling like I want to help Black artists right now. Like, if you're a Black artist and you need some beats, some engineering, some advice, man, hit me up. So I was like, let me hit this man up. And
say less.
Yeah, he had like playlists full of beats and stuff. And I hit him up and he was like, man, I'm all out. I got you the next day. He drops another playlist. I hit him up. He's like, man, I'm all out of beats. You know what? What's your number? So he takes my number and FaceTimes me. We talk for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. And I tell him about like my style, about what I'm trying to do. And he's like, man, I got the beat for you. I got a dope beat for you. And he sends me the Nice to Meet You, Lord beat. And bro, it's perfect. It's like the shit that I'm trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he heard me and picked the perfect beat out. So I like jump on it as soon as I can. I play it for you, all the stuff that I came up with. And then I send it back to him to mix and master it. And then he sends me back the record, and he's like shuffled stuff around, like made improvements on the whole thing. I'm like, damn, is this my same song? Like, so the song that you hear isn't even the song that I sent him. Like, he sent some stuff back and like just rearranged it, and it sounds perfect. And I'm so thankful to him for doing that, because he didn't need to. He just felt that like Black artists need to be helped, and he followed through for sure.
That's what's up. And for people that don't know who Nate Fox is part of Chance the Rapper's
camp.
Camp. I want to say band, but like,
yeah, he's all over acid rap, all over Chance 3, Surf, all that good stuff. Worked with Big Sean. He's worked with numerous like big artists. So it's a privilege to be able to work with him. Yeah.
That's what's up. And your experience with Ill Fated.
Ill Fated. Shout out Matt Doe. Matt Doe put me in contact with Ill Fated. So that was what, 2019?
2019? Yeah, 2019 for sure.
Yeah, that's when I was working on So Long Talk Through. So wrapping up my last moniker? Was that what it was?
It was the moniker.
Yeah, the moniker. Yeah, so I was wrapping that up, and I got to go into the studio with him, and it was pretty much kind of the same thing that Nate Fox helped me with, but like in person, just like giving me tips. Oh, you should do that. You should take it up an octave on the second bar of the chorus. and just things that I wasn't even like thinking about, like my ear. He was just giving me game, and I used that to make the Stuntman track on that. I don't know if it's still up, but if y'all want to go check that out, you can hear like all his arrangements and stuff in that as well. And yeah, he's worked with like Dice Soho, Trill Sammy, Mike Dean and them. He's like in that camp. So just to be able to work with him was a privilege as well. Like it's crazy. Like I feel like I haven't even done anything yet, and like I'm surrounded by these people. Like thanks to God, I feel like it's a blessing.
That's crazy, and that brings me to this point because you're the artist on the intro. If y'all don't know, my brother made that song.
Hey, you can catch me later in the morning. I with my whole team, we drank our ass off. I'm gonna be the one that's chilling, sitting cozy with the OG vintage snapback on. Hey,
exactly. And I knew I needed to get you on it, because again, I got the whole purpose of this whole podcast is like exposure for people that do dope shit, and I live with someone that does dope shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, how can I make this podcast and not put my brother on it? So every time you hear me, you hear him. So that's just,
I did have to beg you like 20 times. Remember when I asked you that first time? I was like, hey bro, can I get on, please? He's like, bro, I got you. Get out of here. Got you later. Oh my God. Stop asking.
And here we are.
Here we are.
So yeah. So before we wrap up, I know there's some things that's out there for the people to go get and to go listen to and to go watch. So let's start off on where they can find your music.
So you can find my music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, SoundCloud. It's everywhere that you stream music. It's everywhere. YouTube. Yeah, so you can find the music there. I got a music video out for Toxic. You see how toxic it is on YouTube. And then I actually have merchandise. I got shirts and hoodies. You know, we just had the freeze. Man, you could have been in my hoodie, man. Could have been straight. I'm just saying. Yeah, so we got hoodies too.
Do you got it on right now?
Oh, I do. I got.
So, explain what that is. It's simple.
Okay, so you know my name's Lord Wunayti, the 180, and this is the symbol, making the transformation from where you are to where you need to be. And yeah, I'm the Lord of that transformation. And I got a picture of Jesus on the back because you know he's the Lord of everyone, pretty much. So that's just a reminder. I'm not saying that I'm fucking Jesus for people that might take it that way. No, I'm saying that the same way he's the Lord over lives, I'm the Lord over my transformation and being where I want to be.
That's what's up. Yep. That's what's up. So, man, it's been a great special edition of Snapbacks and Mimosas. You got a last word for the listeners? You know, words to live by.
Yeah, I got some words to live by, but if you guys want to follow me, follow my journey, I'm Lord Wunayti. That's LordWunayti on Instagram, Twitter, all over. And I just want to leave you with this. It's not too late to make a change, and it ain't too late to be great. Wherever you are in your life, you can always be better. Don't think that shit is done for you. You're the Lord of your transformation. You're Lord Wunayti. Shit, you're Lord Wunayti. So, yeah.
Facts. Yeah, that's a Lord Wunayti, everybody. If you listen this far, man, I appreciate you listening. And happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
I got my Malcolm hat on.
Fire.
Don't forget about all the advancements Black people have done for this country and has given us. It's been inspiring, And can't wait for y'all to join me in season 2. It's a wrap. All right, cheers.
Peace. Cheers.
Hey, thanks again for watching another episode of Snapbacks and Mimosas. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, even share it. I'm trying to get it out there. Again, thanks for tuning in.
Cheers. You about to down that whole thing?
No.